dear friends. How many are we today? Just so I know.
I think we're about 20.
Oh,
Is that right?
perfect. Excellent. Good
Yeah.
people. All good people. All right.
And they've all done
S-
the reading, I assume.
Excellent.
And they
Excellent.
all want to hear your views on both what's going on in Ukraine and what's going on in Iran, the
Let's start with
strategic
Iran,
landscape.
actually. Let's
Okay.
start with Iran and the Russian Ukrainian Tehran situation and connection. This is something that should be obvious to intelligent people like us, but it's not so obvious. There's a massive revisionist war going on of revisionist powers hitting against the West and against Western democracy and against the American-led liberal world order. We all know this. I'm just saying that
Mhm.
this. The Persians, the Persian Ayatollah Empire, is a massive ally of the Russians in this situation. And they have not been critical the way that the Chinese have, but they've been important in the coalition over the last 4 years. And they have been at direct war, let us repeat this, indirect war combatants by international law standards against the Ukrainian state. Now,
Mhm.
they have launched 57,000 Shaheds against Ukraine. 57,000. Let me
They're
repeat
being
that.
produced in Tatarstan, right?
The modified
Mhm.
Russian version is being
Mhm.
now produced in Tatarstan. The
Mhm.
Russians have taken those drones and created their own. But we're talking about the ones that they shot at the Ukrainians, not even the Gerar modified versions or what the
Right.
Russians
Okay.
learned from this.
Right.
We're just talking about 57,000 Iranian made. We're not talking about the ones that the Russians have learned to make from them. And so those were launched directly at the very beginning by IRGC liaison officers to the Russian army. Some of those later on would be shot by Russians, and they taught Russians how to use them. There were IRGC officers in Russian bases teaching their Russian counterparts how to use them. By any standard of international war, Iran is at war with Ukraine. In fact, there are liaison officers of the Ayatollah army, the IRGC, in Crimea at Russian occupied bases in Crimea, teaching Russian guys how to use these drones, which means they're straight up occupying. Like, no one invited those IRGC guys to come to Ukraine. If even only 10 IRGC guys or 50 IRGC guys were in Ukrainian territory, they're still technically occupying Ukrainian territory. Nobody understands this, right?
Why do they want to be messed up in this?
Well, they don't. But the relationship with Russia is very important to them, especially as their situation was declining after October 7th in 2023. My mother survived, by the way. My mother's a survivor of October 7th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
young people. My mother was in Sderot visiting her cousin, and the other 15 people on the bus were massacred. She got off the bus for whatever reason 2 minutes before. And I call her from Paris. And, Mom, are you okay? And she says, "Don't worry about me and the terrorists. Did you finish writing your article?"
Oh my god.
So, anyways, after October 7th, the